Ukraine has destroyed a huge Russian ship just days after state media filmed it unloading reinforcements at a captured port, as Putin's army continues to suffer punishing losses at the hands of Kyiv's men. The Ukrainian Navy said early Thursday that it had scored a direct hit on the Orsk, a 370-feet Russian Alligator-class tank carrier, as it was sitting at anchor in the captured port of Berdyansk, in the south of Ukraine. Multiple photos and videos showed thick black smoke rising from the port as one ship sat at the harbor in flames, while another two sailed away, one of which also appeared to be damaged. Just 3 days before the strike, Russian state media had filmed the Orsk at the port unloading armored vehicles which it said would reinforce troops in nearby Mariupol, prompting speculation that Ukraine could use the video to target the vessel. H.I. Sutton, a respected naval analyst, later said it is beyond reasonable doubt that an Alligator-class ship had exploded at the port. It marks the largest ship that Ukrainian forces have managed to strike so far and represents another embarrassing loss for Vladimir Putin's beleaguered army. It comes after NATO said Russia has lost up to 40,000 men either killed, wounded, or captured in just over a month of fighting, or a quarter of the 150,000 troops assembled ahead of the invasion. It means the force that remains is at risk of becoming combat ineffective, making it vulnerable to Ukrainian counterattacks. Counterattacks appeared to be well underway on Wednesday, with Ukraine claiming to have recaptured territory to the west of Kyiv, leaving Russian forces at Bucha, Irpin, and Hostomel at risk of being surrounded. Should those men get cut off from the rest of the Russian army, leaving them without food, ammunition and fuel, it could spark mass surrender and deal one of the most crushing defeats of the war to date. After days of conflicting reports about the situation near Kyiv, Britain's Ministry of Defense said late Tuesday, Ukrainian forces are carrying out successful counterattacks against Russian positions in towns on the outskirts of the capital and have probably retaken Makarov and Moshin to the west and northwest. There is a realistic possibility that Ukrainian forces are now able to encircle Russian units in Bucha and Irpin. A further update on Thursday morning added that Russian forces have almost certainly suffered thousands of casualties and that Vladimir Putin is looking to reinforce using private military companies, such as the Wagner Group, and foreign mercenaries, likely from Syria. But, it added, it is unclear how these forces would be integrated into the regular Russian army and how effective they would prove to be in combat. As Putin's invasion continues to falter, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky called on people worldwide to gather in public Thursday to show support for his embattled country as he prepared to address US President Joe Biden and other NATO leaders gathered in Brussels on the one-month anniversary of the Russian invasion. Come to your squares, your streets. Make yourselves visible and heard, Zelensky said in English during an emotional video address late Wednesday that was recorded in the dark near the presidential offices in Kyiv. Say that people matter. Freedom matters. Peace matters. Ukraine matters. When Russia unleashed its invasion February 24 in Europe's biggest offensive since World War II, a swift toppling of Ukraine's government seemed likely. But a month into the fighting, Moscow is bogged down in a grinding military campaign of attrition after meeting fierce Ukrainian resistance. Ukraine's navy reported Thursday that it had sunk the Russian ship Orsk in the Sea of Azov near the port city of Berdyansk. It released photos and video of fire and thick smoke coming from the port area. Russia did not immediately comment on the claim. Russia has been in possession of the port since February 27, and the Orsk had debarked armored vehicles there on Monday for use in Moscow's offensive, the Zvezda TV channel of the Russian Defense Ministry said earlier this week. According to the report, the Orsk was the first Russian warship to enter Berdyansk, which is about 80 kilometers, 50 miles, west along the coast from the besieged city of Mariupol. To keep up the pressure on Russia, Zelensky said he would ask in a video conference with NATO members that the alliance provide effective and unrestricted support to Ukraine, including any weapons the country needs. Biden was expected to discuss new sanctions and how to coordinate such measures, along with more military aid for Ukraine, with NATO members, and then talk with leaders of the G7 industrialized nations and the European Council in a series of meetings on Thursday. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.